Howdy, my darling Aquarius. I hope you've been doing well, darling. I pulled a few cards just to get so I could just know what's going on with your situation, right? Before I started turning on the camera and yapping to you. And before I start going into all these other details, the first thing I just feel like is important for you to hear is that I feel as if there's some type of relationship in your life. You already do know them, but there is some type of interest that I feel like someone wants to like close the close communication lines. Aquarius, it's the opposite. It's like I'm being shown like distance. Like the verbiage I want to use is like distance. So I don't know if there's like someone in your life that you just naturally like distance off from just because of life, or if like the communication between the two of you guys are just like has become more sparse. Like there's someone that wants to, we'll just dumb it down, Aquarius. Someone wants to talk to you more. I don't know why. I'm just like trying to over explain it, but that's essentially what it is. Someone wants to talk to you more. And I don't think it's someone from like, you know, girl, this is not going to be like someone from your like far past so you don't talk to you anymore. I mean, maybe it is. We'll pull some cards, but maybe that's just my bias coming in. But I more so feel as if this is someone where it's just like just naturally distanced apart. And I feel like they just want to be able to connect to you a little bit more and just know a little bit more about what's going on with you, because I feel like they've been really respecting your peace, really respecting your solitude and you doing your own thing for a while. But they see you as this Queen of Wands. They just really want to, I don't know, catch up with you and really see what is inspiring you right now and see what you got going on. More so from an admirational place, I feel. But anyways, before we continue on with this tarot reading, Aquarius, I just want to make it very clear. It doesn't matter if you're more of an introvert or an extrovert, darling. I like to make my readings all inclusive. So I'll be reading these cards for both aspects of it, whether it's more introspective for most of you Aquarius. I say most of you as if most of you guys watching me are hermits. For a lot of you Aquariuses that are more hermits, I'll be talking about the introspective perspective from these tarot cards, but as well as the social aspect I will acknowledge as well. So you know, I got something for everybody, my love, right? So don't feel as if you're gonna be left out. But yeah, let's continue on here. I pulled the Two of Cups coming in here. I think if I have my life together, honey, I'll have the cards popping up on the corner. The Two of Cups, the Page of Swords coming in, as well as the Knight of Cups, right? These three cards are why I really say in specific, my Aquarius, that whoever this is, like someone wants to just, you know, catch up with you. There's like that Page of Swords tells me it's like a little bit of unrefined communication. And so, yeah, perhaps don't be surprised if someone tries to strike up conversation with you. It might be a little bit more surface level and small talky at first, but it's more so from this place of where because they see you at this place of where kind of like, I would kind of compare the Queen of Wands and Four Swords as like a sense of like being like a little bit of a mad scientist, where it's like you're just closed off from the whole entire world. Nothing else really matters besides like your personal projects with like what is inspiring you in that moment. And that's really where it's coming from. It's like they don't really want to intrude on that. So if you have been in this place, Aquarius, where yes, you might be in this place where you truly are just doing your own thing right now, but you're also just being like, well, dang, it would be nice if some people hit me up, or, you know, I'm wondering how X, Y, and Z is doing. You know, perhaps make it clear that you would be willing to open your schedule up for the right people, because I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised by like who takes you up on that offer, Aquarius. All right, but outside of the social aspect here, right, let's just talk about more so from a general standpoint. But I am gonna just give you the heads up, Aquarius, even from a more general standpoint, I do believe some type of social interaction is gonna be happening, my friend. Yes, so you know, get your sighs and groans out of the way, my friend. Yes, you're gonna have to talk to some people, even if you don't like people that you claim right now. All right, because your spiritual team is letting you know that they're going to be sending someone along in your path as this Queen of Wands. How I see you as this Queen of Wands from a more general way is more so like helping to like give clarity on like I'm being shown like you having a map and someone like bringing the map to somebody that's like a regular in the town, and like they're able to like point you in the right direction. And so I don't know if it's like a literal where it's like someone is able to give you like quite literal like guidance or like mentorship, or if it's just like a sense of actually I do feel like it's that way there. So your spiritual team is just letting you know how they're going to be showing up in your life and trying to help you. It's going to be through people. It's going to be through some type of conversation. And so especially for my more generalized Aquariuses, don't be afraid of the small talk, because you're going to get a lot from the small talk. I don't know why, but I just am already assuming that I'm going to be hearing like a lot of Aquariuses are saying like, I don't like small talk, Velka, so I don't want to entertain it. Darling, obviously free will, honey, you know, do what you want to do, darling. But I don't know, I do feel as if people play like an important role in February for you, not from a place of like a over encompassing, but it's just like what they, you know, the perspective they have or something they have to offer there. All right. And so if you are wanting to have your spiritual team show up more, pay attention to the social aspect there, Aquarius. All right. So let's continue on here. I will say something just a little bit more when it comes to the more socialized. Let's say you already know who this person is, Aquarius. I will say, I feel like they want to be able to help, like not just help you out as that Queen of Wands, but I feel as if they see something in you that they relate to and they want to like take part in it, like someone joining a band. Right. And so, you know, perhaps someone wants to like I won't be surprised if you end up making plans to like go out with somebody soon. If that ends up happening in the next couple of days, Aquarius, I would just be really open to like see what like goes on. Like you might agree to like going out to like a dinner with somebody, right? Going out to dinner with like a family member, for example, but like don't wear an outfit that you would only be thinking you're only going to wear for like a couple hours, because I would not be surprised if you end up being out with that person for much longer doing other things. Because I do feel as if I know that's oddly specific, but I do feel as if there's going to be more plans or something more unfurls for you than what you would initially bargain for. It's like I don't know why, I just got like the impression of like staring into the abyss and you didn't realize like how deep the abyss actually went. But I don't think it's in like a negative way. I think it's more so like rabbit hole. I think that's the more appropriate word for it. It's like you really get into like a rabbit hole with something. But again, I think it's like a good rabbit hole. I think it's something that Two of Pentacles, let's get a couple more here. The Fool. I think it's something in this rabbit hole that really helps focus your thoughts on like what you should be putting more of your attention on next, whether it's again more of like a project based thing or more introspective thing here. 10 of Cups. Aquarius, you might be just getting called out flat out when it comes to your social life, because your spiritual team is saying you've been in this Four of Swords for a little bit too comfortably for too long here. To me, it's almost like I'm getting this impression of where it's like it's time for you to start prioritizing your social life a little bit more. I don't know why. I think, girl, I already knew we were in for some trouble, honey, when I like was at the beginning of this video where I was just like, most of you are not being, or most of you are introverts, but your spiritual team is almost chastising you, friendly. I think it's time for you to like focus more so on the social life aspect. And I'm not saying, you know, I don't really like to lean into like romantic readings for the most part, especially when it comes to general readings, because it's just like, I think that's just more of like a personal journey here. So I don't really like to perceive any type of social connection that pops up in a general reading as romantic. I just feel as if it's like you're meant to be around other people that are like adjacent to what it is that you're doing. Like I'm being shown like now like you sitting at a table with like a bunch of others, like it's a Thanksgiving meal, and it's like one person's like an artist, another person's a singer, another person's a sculptor. Like it's like everyone kind of does the same thing in the sense of like a creative outlook or outlet, but it's still just like vastly different folks. And so it's not as if you're connecting to like one specific person with the intent in mind being like, oh, like I'm dating this person, or like, oh, this person's like a publisher, so I want, you know. To me, it's just like being around like-minded individuals, like, you know, the sense of like building your tribe. And so I don't know, like there is like this level of chastising from your spiritual team, obviously with love, of course, but there is a level of chastising where it's like they do want you to get out a little bit more, because I do feel as if I don't want to say you're undervaluing the value of undervaluing the value of social connections. Again, I just think it's more so like you've gotten extremely comfortable being in this Queen of Wands, Four of Swords energy that, you know, it's kind of like removing the black, it's like a parent coming into your room and removing the blackout curtains and letting the sunshine back in. It's just like, hey, you know, go outside for 30 minutes. That's the impression that I get here. But let's explore this just a little bit more, darling, before I let you go. We have that Strength coming in, as well as the Emperor. Yeah, the Emperor. And then let's do one more for you, love. Two of Wands here. I want to get some clarity on that Emperor before I start speaking out. Temperance. Aquarius, there's been something you've been a little bit, I don't want to say you've been avoidant of necessarily, but maybe you just haven't wanted to acknowledge it being a problem, perhaps. I think you're a little bit overdue when it comes to some type of social lesson here. And now, you know, for some of y'all that might have been are currently dealing with drama with folks here, you might be completely checked out to this here, Aquarius. But where I feel like the social lesson comes in here is not in a sense of like having someone like screw you over, Aquarius, and you're just like, okay, let me make some lemonade out of these lemons that I didn't ask for in the first place. No, it's more of and I feel like I'm talking to the worst sign about this, because I feel like Aquarians really pride themselves on their individualism, because you guys are really, I guess not, I'm not realizing, I'm just remembering now, Aquarius, I think I used to say on this channel years ago, back when I was consistent, but we don't talk about that. We don't talk about Bruno, honey. I think I used to call you guys like the mad scientist of the zodiac signs. I think I used to do that. Yeah, but I know you guys usually really pride yourself on your individualism because of how eccentric you guys just naturally are out of the zodiac signs. But I do feel as if there's certain facets of your character that could be really developed and fine-tuned if you had certain people around you, whether that's in the name of like fine-tuning like of your personality, or fine-tuning of like even like, again, like what you're passionate about in that Queen of Wands. Maybe you gain inspiration as you yourself as the artist from another fellow artist that you're sharing that sharing a meal with at that table, hypothetical table that I was seeing for you. You get inspired from it, and so it ends up elevating your own personal art. Do you see where I'm trying to go with this here? I know this is like a whole pretty scattered here, but I don't know, it's interesting. I don't feel as if this is anything, like, I am going to be blunt here, Aquarians. For those that are more so interested in romantic, I don't think this is romantic whatsoever. And I'm not saying in your personal life, darling, that, something might not be popping off in your love life. But to me, in February, you are more so surrounding yourself with your village, creating your village of people, creating your village of other Queens of Wands, my love. Obviously, I don't care about genders when it comes to the kings and queens. Both, honey, look at, you take one look at me. I don't go with the masculine and feminine conversation, obviously, but yeah, I feel as if this is more so platonic and more so from a place of creative connection, but creative that borderlines on more spiritual connection because of how creative it is. Girl, now we're getting too much. I don't want to be trying to channel into this. Anyways, I'm gonna let y'all go, Aquarius. I've already held you up enough. I hope this gave you some clarity, my love. If you want to connect to me on any platform, my love, any social media, just search SimplyVelca, and I promise you I probably will be there. All right. And if you want to book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me, you can just go to my website, SimplyVelca.com, right, and book a reading with me, whether we go on a Zoom call together and we talk about things, or if I just record a reading for you and I send you the link. Either way is possible, my love. But yeah, I will connect to you next week. Probably start posting on Thursday. I was slacking this week, but probably you'll see your next Aquarian video on Thursday, my love. All right, take care.